Man, it's been a big day. It's been a big day for me. It's actually really funny how big of a day it's been. Last night at like 11 o'clock, the new Clipping single dropped, which I've been looking forward to for genuine years at this point. I'm not sure how much y'all fuck with Clipping, but they're one of my favorite hip hop groups, like period. And they're doing like a cyberpunk thing now. It's super sick. It's called Run It. You should check it out. And I was like about to tweet out like the next morning, oh shit, Brat summer is over, you guys. Brat summer is over. It's clipping fall now, you guys. It's clipping autumn. It was like maybe clipping fall for like a solid 6 hours, right? Because Charli XCX decided to tweet something funny today. Brat, and it's completely different, but it's also still Brat, is coming out on October 11th. Dude, Brat 2 is real. And by proxy, Brat Fall is real, which is fascinating. Truly fascinating. I have a lot to say about this because there's so much really to pick apart about this announcement and kind of what it says about like the music industry right now and the impact of an album like Brat in terms of how it's approached the like underground pop sphere. I'm gonna keep it honest with you guys. I have kind of mixed feelings about this. It's very weird because so much of the recent debate around the concept of like a deluxe album has kind of centered around pop music. I mean, that really makes sense when you think about artists like Taylor Swift, who have had notoriously horrible runs with like deluxe albums and deluxe editions being used to like up chart sales of albums that really don't deserve it. Not even like to say that like Taylor Swift doesn't deserve a #1 spot, but more so like, hey, you are actively reselling different versions of this album as a means to capitalize off of your fandom in order to get a #1 spot. So like that's a whole debate, and I don't want to get into that debate. This isn't the time to get into that debate, but this is an interesting case study, specifically when it comes to like Charli XCX, because Brat as an album has done huge, right? Culturally, it's had such a huge impact that it's kind of absurd. It's being referenced in the US presidential campaign, and Charli is from the UK. What the fuck is happening? Right? Like, that is kind of a near unprecedented thing in modern pop culture, even in lieu of a Taylor Swift, even in lieu of those kinds of popular artists, even in lieu of like Lana Del Rey, right? It's fucking nuts. It's bananas. It's bonkers. So to see this is really odd. And I mean, I think that Brat deserves a deluxe edition. I think that it has very much earned that right. And it got one. It got Brat, but there's 3 new songs or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't remember the full title. Basically, what we're getting here is Brat 2. We're getting a second album in the same kind of vein as Brat. And that's really bizarre, because to me it's like, okay, this is a new album, one that has the same concept. So it seems, my fear is that, okay, these are songs that are going to do potentially less good of a job of exploring the ideas of Brat and its concept and its idea, because we already know the concept and the idea. So like, what more is there to say on it? Because Brat is already a very cohesive album. You know, we already get like, oh, you have the song at the beginning and then it's like remixed at the end to show like a progression of like the concept of Brat. So to get a whole other album in that vein, to me, feels redundant. I don't feel like it's necessary. I'd rather hear something newer sooner from Charli XCX that maybe takes it into a different direction, which this could do. This has the potential to do that. But my worry is that even if it does go in a different direction, if it's being branded as, hey, this is Brat 2, this is the second Brat album, then like, I feel like it is kind of doomed to do worse than the original Brat album. This album could be better than Brat for all we know. It could be better than Brat, but I don't know, like, it's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of funky. And so I wonder how this is going to play into like the overarching cultural aspect of Brat and how that album has kind of shaped the pop culture going forward. Because honestly, the only thing we can really have to compare this to is shit like Kanye West with like Donda 2 and Vultures 2, which have been notoriously worse than their predecessors, even with like how bad you could argue an album like Vultures was, right? It's a really weird idea. It's a bizarre idea with a very bad precedent to it. So I wonder how an album like Brat, but it's completely different, but it's Brat, so it's the same or whatever the fuck. I wonder how that's going to change this idea of like releasing sequels to album concepts and album ideas that maybe like do a different spin on the same idea or just continue the idea, because of the fact that that has been a notoriously bad call in mainstream pop alt music for so long at this point. So yeah, I'll hopefully be talking about Brat 2 when it comes out. When Brat 2 comes out, I'll probably make a video here, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting time to be sure. But hey, Brat fall is on, baby. Brat autumn is on, bro. I'm just wondering, like, okay, what's gonna happen when fall is over and winter happens? Are we getting like a Weezer Seasons arc? Is that what's gonna happen with Brat now? Is that the scenario? Have we been doomed to get a new Brat album for every single season from now until the end of time? Dude, are we gonna get like Brat, but this time it's all traditional Christmas covers, but every time there's a reference to snow, it's actually about doing cocaine in the back of a club? Is that what's happening here? Are we gonna get to spring and we're gonna get like fucking Von Dutch featuring the Easter Bunny? Are we gonna get like Talk Talk featuring the fucking Tooth Fairy, bro? Brat, but this time all of the vocals are done by the cast of Rise of the Guardians. Yeah, Brat 2 hype. It's here. It's happening. And I will report to you on my thoughts when the time comes. We will be listening, all right? We will, in fact, be listening.